told that newer is always equals better. If a car is not equipped with a giant touchscreen, 40 sensors, and an entire dashboard made out of plastic, it's considered to be outdated. Or is it? And that's exactly why I'm standing behind this particular 2016 Range Rover Autobiography. While companies, they're actually trying to make their luxury vehicles a lot more gadgety, a lot of screens and all that stuff. They're busy trying to get your AC controls into a giant display. This L405, on the other hand, actually provides you true leather that smells like a real car, gives you the tried and true 5.0 liter V8 underneath the hood, and gives you real metallic buttons. And that's exactly why I would consider this to be a better choice compared to a brand new 2026 version in present day 2026. So without a further ado, we're going to go ahead and find out what makes this a better buy right here in the present day of 2026. That looks there. Transmission would be a 10. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with Explorer Farzad Nile. And in today's video, I'll be performing an in-depth walk around and tour of this 2016 Range Rover Autobiography. We're going to go ahead and start off with the front fascia, talk about the right-hand side, talk about the side profile, talk about the rear end, go ahead and talk an in-depth review about the interior, and finally talk about the engine specs and all that stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start this in-depth review, shall we? Special thanks to one of my local dealerships, معرض العابسي للسيارات, for letting me review this beautiful 2016 Range Rover out here. If you guys do want to take a look at more cars that are in the stock, in inventory, I'm going to put a link of this particular place in the description below so that you can go ahead and take a look at their location and all the important and all the beautiful cars that are located out here in this particular dealership. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with the front fascia of this L405 Range Rover Autobiography, shall we? Across the front end of this 2016 Range Rover Autobiography, we are hitting that face, first of all, with that large and giant Range Rover lettering right around there. As you can see, this particular lettering out here is finished in what's called Atlas silver right around there, as you can see, so that it kind of like stands out across the entire bonnet or the hood, whatever you're willing to say, up in front right there. As you can see, that's the first thing that sort of catches your mind when you get closer to this particular Range Rover. Down below, we are taking a look at that very unique grille, that particular 3-bar design and that particular chromed out look that the grille provides right up front. And this is something that's pretty unique for the Autobiography models because they sort of separate them from the normal HSEs, and that's what makes them special, specifically with those chromed out bars on the left-hand side and all over the grille, to be quite frank. And then you've got your sort of that classic Land Rover symbol right there on the right-hand side of the grille. That sort of gives it a very what can I say, imperial appearance, I'd say, or something like that. So yeah, that's what makes this vehicle look pretty special from the front. And as I said, the badge was kind of like tugged in there to give it like this raised look from the left-hand side that sort of makes this a very unique appearance on the front end of the grille right around there. Yep. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the front headlights of this Range Rover Autobiography. As you can see, coming closer to the vehicle, this vehicle is equipped with adaptive xenon headlights that's sort of right there out there in the middle. These are classified as adaptive xenon headlights that actually swivel when you turn around your steering column to sort of light up the sides of the headlight trajectory. So how cool is that? Back in 2016, Range Rover already started doing that, so that's a huge advantage for one of these 2016 models out here. So a huge HID xenon technology right there that sort of lights out your surroundings when you turn that on. Right around there, as you can see. Yep, you can see the lettering on there. BIHID projection right around there on the right hand side right there. Yep, and you've got your Range Rover symbol right below that particular holder of the headlights. Part of the standard Range Rover package would be that famously designed DRL. It's right there, that sort of corner out from the right hand side, go across right there, and sort of merges on with the circular pattern and sort of goes up right around there. Look at that. That gives this vehicle a very unique and imperial look from the front end of the right hand side of the headlights. So yeah, how cool is that? Got your high beams located right down there. These are part of the Auto High Beam Assist, AHBA. These are basically translates to something with the fact that the sensors that automatically dip the high beams for oncoming traffic. So you have the automatic capability to dim out the headlights or the high beams whenever you're right in front of traffic, so that it doesn't sort of disturb the person on the other side of the vehicle. So that's what's going on right there. Down below you've got what's called the traditional headlight power washers that is standard on all Range Rover trims for 2016. Right there you've got this particular bar that sort of expands and sort of sprays out high powered water on top of this particular headlight holder, so that it kind of cleans off the entire headlight holder right around there. So yeah, it goes across the left hand side of the headlamps right there. As you can see, same exact thing that's happening on the right hand side. Coming down below, that particular chromed out look expands right here with the bumper right around that corner. Same sort of three-slotted grill, small short grills that act as sort of air intakes, I believe, on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of this Range Rover Autobiography right there. As you can see, same thing sort of expands at the bottom side of the front end. Yep. Coming down below, you've got your traditional fog lamps that are located at the very bottom of the bumper right there, as you can see on the left hand side, and the same thing goes on the right hand side. These are LEDs and they turn on and they have the same sort of like bright appearance with the headlights that sort of light up the ground. So that's what's going on out there. Being an off-roady vehicle as well, along with packing all that luxury, you've also got yourself a diffuser, or what's called a skid plate, that's sort of covering out the bottom of this Range Rover out there, that sort of protects your engine bay or the engine block from underneath the bottom from debris. So that's what's going on out there. As you can see, a short diffuser on there that sort of blocks in particles or debris from coming inside. So that's what's going on out there. The standard safety systems of this Range Rover, it's equipped with 1, 2, 3. That's not a sensor. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. 4, 5, 6 individual front parking sensors on this Range Rover. And this particular thing is actually the front the front camera. It's part of the 360-degree surround system of this Range Rover. We equipped with something called the tow eye cover. Basically kind of like a removable panel down there at the very bottom. That's sort of that can be opened up to sort of show you like a tow recovery hook or something like that from the bottom for recovery. Let's go ahead and talk. That's pretty much it for the front fascia of this Range Rover. Let's go ahead and talk about the side profile, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about the rear end. So, yep. First, before talking about the side profile of this Range Rover, as you can see, this vehicle in particular is equipped with what's called Fuji White of an exterior color. As you can see, it's sort of like white out across here, sort of like a white metallic, not exactly metallic, but like a pale white shiny color on the front that classifies as Fuji White on the exterior of this Range Rover. Talking about the side fender of the side profile of this Range Rover, this is where a lot of the vehicle's parts resemble its classic tradition that dates back into the 1970s. So we're going to cover them one by one. Talk about the side profile. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's packing up in these tire sections out here. As you can see, this particular Range Rover is equipped with the 22-inch diamond tune alloy wheels right there. As you can see, these are multi-spoke 22-inch diamond tune alloy wheels. That's what Range Rover likes to call them. So you basically have what's called brushed aluminum, or basically I believe brushed metal out here on the front over there. All the spokes are kind of like covering out that brushed metallic look right there. As you can see, these are multi-spoked and give you that particular unique Autobiography look from the side end of the tire. And of course, as you can see, you've got your Land Rover logo right there at the very bottom, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual nut bolts holding that particular hubcap together. And of course, I believe this particular Range Rover, and this for 2016, Range Rover provided unique Brembo brake calipers for this particular vehicle to sort of enhance the braking performance and basically sort of compensating that power of the V8 that's equipped underneath the vehicle. We'll talk about that in a bit. So that's what's going on in the tire section out here. As you can see, again, 22-inch alloy rims right around there. So yep, of course, a very popular and sort of like a very origin and kind of like a traditional feature of this Range Rover would be the fact that it's equipped with these signature side fender graphics right there on the right hand side. As you can see, these are sort of like 3 chromed out fender graphic on the right hand side, and that's sort of like that a long chromed out side skirt look going all across the left hand side or the right hand side of the corner of the vehicle right there. And right below those graphics, you've got your traditional electronically assisted side sticks or side running boards, or basically the side assist steps right there. So whenever I go ahead and approach the vehicle and go ahead and click the unlock button, it'll go ahead and automatically deploy the side steps right here. These are electronically assisted, and in a couple seconds, when you go farther away from the vehicle or when you go ahead and lock it up, the side steps go ahead and actually go inside the vehicle. So that's what's going on right around there. Yep. And of course, another traditional feature of this Range Rover, and all Range Rover in specific, would be that traditional floating roof line on the top. Basically, that translates to something as the roof line being floating on the top because of the pillars, the A pillars, the B pillars, all the pillars around here are kind of blacked out. If you take a look at other vehicles, in comparison to other vehicles, the pillars out here are kind of like blacked out to sort of give that floating roof line appearance, and that's what Range Rover likes to call them. What's called the floating roof line on top, because of these blacked out panels right there. So yep. Front windshield out here is what's called the solar attenuating windshield. So what that translates is the fact that there's kind of like a laminate layer underneath this particular windshield that sort of blocks in sun rays to sort of get inside the interior of the vehicle. A very notable feature for 2016 that Range Rover provided out there. Got your traditional, for the Range Rover, the traditional heat, the rain sensing wipers out there, and sort of like the washers that's located down below out there. This is all rain sensing, so whenever it senses water or rain or something like that, it'll go ahead and automatically turn on for you to sort of, clear out your windshield from out of all the water that accumulates on there. So yep, like a unique blacked out or grayed out paneling right there as part of the Autobiography trim, I believe, sort of like covering out the bonnet of the vehicle out there, along with your normal white paneling right here. So that's pretty normal for that. And of course, you've got your traditional VIN number for this particular vehicle out there. So as you can see, it's called SALGA2EFOGA271481. That's the VIN number of this particular vehicle out there. So that's what's going on right around there. Yep. Solar attenuating technology continues across the right side and all throughout the vehicle's side glasses, to sort of prevent sun rays from actually hitting these up and sort of blocking out the sun rays from entering inside the interior of the vehicle. So that's something really thoughtful of Range Rover to actually climatize and sort of produce for this particular vehicle. So that's a huge thing going on out there. And these are, of course, privacy glasses, so they sort of like give you that limo look and sort of like that VIP or something like that limo look on there, sort of like the blacked out experience going on at the front end of the vehicle, and on the glasses that sort of give you like that blacked out appearance from the very beginning from the factory. So that's what's going on out here. Solar attenuating windshields on all sides of this vehicle. So yep, being a Range Rover, this vehicle also packs in your traditional power folding side view mirrors out here. So whenever you go ahead and click your unlock button, it'll go ahead and automatically sort of expand your side view mirrors out there for you when you sort of like come close to the vehicle and go ahead and unlock it right there. And it's also equipped with traditional turn signals on the right hand side, integrated turn signals on the right hand side and the left hand side, and they also light up when you go ahead and unlock the vehicle at the same time. So that's what's going on here. And another thing about this vehicle, about these side mirrors, would be the fact that they're also equipped with projectors down below right there, as you can see, that sort of like project out the Land Rover logo on top on the floor at night. So whenever you sort of walk in and unlock the vehicle, sort of go ahead and let me go ahead and unlock that. Let's see if it's working. It's kind of like daytime right now, but I'm talking about the nighttime. So when you go ahead and approach the vehicle and go ahead and click the unlock button, it'll go ahead and deploy the mirrors and sort of project a light down there. So it's kind of dark. That's kind of light, very pretty light right now. So you really can't see what's going on. But they actually project, as you can see, it's kind of projecting the thing right there. As you can see it on my hand right there. It's sort of projecting that logo right there, sort of kind of like on my hand over there. As you can see, you can't really see that clearly, but you'll see a logo being projected on the ground right there as we unlock that. And of course, being the part of the 360-degree camera system, you've got more integrated cameras on the right hand side of the mirror as well, along with the front end. So yeah, this one actually continues across the back and across the other side mirror of the vehicle. So yeah, we'll take a look at that in a bit. As you can see, this one automatically locks in when you go further away, and so sort of like when you keep it idle for a couple seconds after unlocking it. So that's pretty traditional for this vehicle. And of course, part of being a Range Rover, this is also equipped with your keyless entry. So all you got to do is have your key in the proximity within the surroundings of the vehicle, and you go ahead and approach the vehicle. First thing, let's go ahead and lock this up. It is locked. So when you go ahead and approach the vehicle, all you got to do is sort of put your hands on top of that handle. There's a sensor behind that. So when you sort of do that, it'll go ahead and automatically unlock the vehicle. You'll go ahead, you can enter inside the vehicle. And there's a very unique thing for this Range Rover, unlike other vehicles, like a Yukon Denali, for example. When you go ahead and lock this up and sort of approach here, the fact that you have this inlay right here on the handle right there. So whenever you go ahead and put your finger on there, it'll go ahead and automatically lock the vehicle for you. So you don't need to go ahead and put your key, you don't need to go ahead and reach out for your FOB from your pocket. You can just go ahead and press on there, and it'll go ahead and lock the door for you. So that's what's going on out there. And of course, the mirrors being on the vehicle, these are also heated and automatically deployable. All the features are actually equipped on inside this mirror. So yep, that's what's going on over there. Of course, another very unique feature for this Range Rover would be the fact that it's equipped with soft closing doors. So all you got to do is approach the vehicle, unlock it, put your hands on the sensor, as I said, open that up, and then when you go ahead and lock the door, you don't really need to slam it shut. All you got to do is just go ahead and push the door and sort of place it right there, right around there, and it will go ahead and automatically close for you. And then you sort of click that, it locks in right away. So that's what's going on right there. You see, as part of the standard package for this Range Rover, I believe all trim levels, they are equipped with the standard panoramic sunroof on top. So right there, as you can see, it's a fully glassed out layer, or the panel in the overhead compartment right there, that's filled out with glass. So it's part of the panoramic sunroof of this vehicle. So that's what's going on across the top. Another unique feature would be the fact that it's equipped with that continuous waistline that runs all the way from the side of this headlamp right there, and it goes all the way to the bottom right around here. So it's sort of like giving this vehicle a uniform look right there. So that's what's going on out here. As you can see, sort of like a straight line that comes across the right hand side and all the way to the end of this vehicle. That is pretty much it for the side end of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and talk about the rear end right now. So yep, it's coming across the back end of this vehicle. You have that sort of raised out silhouette appearance on the back as well, sort of like those blacked out appearance and the blacked out pillars on the left hand side and the right hand side. And of course, this vehicle is also equipped with that raised spoiler on the back, so that sort of covers out the rear end of the vehicle right there, as you can see. And of course, you've got your LED brake lamp right here that sort of opens up from the very bottom. And of course, below this particular spoiler, you've got you've got what's called that rear wiper that's sort of hidden down there to sort of give this vehicle a more of a cleaner appearance, so that you sort of don't have that protruding look, like for example that Land Cruiser out there and that Expedition has. This one does not. It's actually sort of raised inside the spoiler to give that elegant appearance. And of course, coming down below across the back as well, you have that same exact bolded out Range Rover logo right there, with that's basically translated to be formed in Atlas silver right there. As you can see, it's in the form of an Atlas silver finish out here in the back, just like the front end of the vehicle. And of course, you have this trimmed out, chromed out line that sort of runs across the back end of the vehicle right there. And coming down below, you have your Land Rover logo sort of protruding on the back out here. And this vehicle is being an autobiography trim. You have that specific autobiography logo right here on the back. And of course, right down below, you have the information for this particular dealership out here. Go ahead and check them out and take a look at the different cars available out here. And معرض العابسي للسيارات, as you can see, you have the same logo right at the bottom out there. So yeah, that's what's going on out here. Let's go ahead and turn on the back lamps so that you can take a look at what's going on right here. Yep. Talking about the brake lamps or the back lamps of this vehicle, as you can see, the vehicle is also equipped with that traditional LED stacked out design for the rear lamps or the brake lamps of the vehicle out here. As you can see, sort of like that LED design that goes all the way to the back. And it also has the same LED extension for the brake lamps itself. So that's the fog lamps out there and the brake lamps that turn on right there when you go ahead and press the brakes. And of course, you have your 3-stack design for that LED hazards that are currently turned on. The same thing goes with the right-hand side of the vehicle as well. As you can see right there, you have your LED stacked out design for the hazards as well. And coming down below, you have that tow recovery hook that's sort of tucked underneath this particular panel out there. And of course, part of the normal package, you have your, right there, 1, 2, 3, 4 individual rear backup sensors, parking sensors on the back end of the vehicle. So that's what's going on out there. You've got your LED nameplate lamps that kind of light up the nameplate out here, right here, as you can see. There's no nameplate at the current moment, but you have those lamps that kind of light up your nameplate at the night or something like that. So that's what's going on out here. Now, let's go ahead and talk about one of the most iconic features of Range Rover's vehicle, Range Rover vehicles in specific, and in this particular vehicle itself. Now, that will be something electronic that's located on the rear end of the vehicle, and that's actually operated in different ways. And that will be the split rear tailgate. So there's like different ways to operate this. I'm going to show you the most efficient way, and that will be directly from your key FOB right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and deep press and hold down this particular button right there, and that'll go ahead and open up the top and the bottom. So as you can see, for your information, this tailgate is not a normal tailgate like the other vehicles. It's actually a split tailgate, so it opens up from the top and the bottom, and the entire thing, for your information, is electronically adjusted. Let's go ahead and click this button and long press that, and let's take a look at the magic that happens on the back, shall we? So yep, let's go ahead and press this. As you can see, it goes ahead and opens up the entire tailgate from the top and the bottom. Unlike other vehicles that have a normal tailgate, this one is equipped with what's called that split tailgate. As you can see from this particular angle, it opens up from the top and the bottom, giving you a specific appearance. And there's a lot of things, a lot of uses for this tailgate. I'm gonna go ahead and explain that right now. So let's take a look at it, shall we? The thing would be the fact that this bottom part out here actually acts as a makeshift seat for people to sit on here. So it's actually powerful enough and strong enough to hold up to 2 personnel that sort of sits down here, sort of giving you like that stadium appearance on the way to the back. So what you can do is after you open this part of the bottom, you can go ahead and actually sit just like that, as you can see. So the Range Rover created this specifically for people to sit down and have some fun on the back end of the vehicle. So as you can see, how cool is that? Yep, as you can see, you can go ahead and sit down and put up to 2 persons out here, over here, and the right-hand side. So that's pretty unique for this vehicle. And dismount this particular part and talk about like other ways to actually operate this tailgate. You not only can do that with your key FOB, but also with traditional buttons that's actually located on top and underneath over here in these panels. So let's go ahead and check them out, shall we? Unlock the tailgate using the key FOB. And now another way would be to go ahead and press that button right there and press this button over there. That'll go ahead and close these individually so that you can go ahead and have a manually operating way to do that. So that's what's going on out here. Interior, you have that same particular carpeted design that sort of extends all the way towards the back end of this vehicle out here. As you can see, you can also go ahead and lift that part down there, which goes ahead and gives you access to your first aid kit right there and your spare tire that's located right down there. So let's go ahead and block this part out here. And of course, you've got your traditional carpeted storage, pretty elegant from Range Rover to sort of expand the carpet from all the way to the front across in this particular part, so that you can go ahead and sit down and have a comfortable experience on the back end of the vehicle. Also, you have your traditional aux cable right there, or basically like an aux port to sort of plug in and charge your devices if you want to do that. And you have this, what's called this particular bench out here that sort of splits out the entire thing over there. As you can see, you can go ahead and remove that as well. Just protect things from down there. That's what I believe is going on right there. So that's pretty much it for the rear end of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and lock them using the button. So I'm going to go ahead and press that button right there first. It'll go ahead and close this bottom part out here. And I'm going to do the same thing for the top as well. And of course, another thing would be the fact that you have additional lamps out here that sort of light out the bottom, just like, sort of to give you a better visual appearance and visual experiences right down there. So let's go ahead and lock this out here. All I gotta do is press that button, and we'll go ahead and close down the front part of the vehicle as well. You also have a button out here to press that'll go ahead and open up the rear tailgate as well. So you have like multiple different ways to operate that. And of course, you've got your rear camera out here, part of the rear view camera system out there, and of course, part of the 360-degree camera as well. You have yourself a traditional rear diffuser or skip plate that protects the vehicle from the back end as well. And of course, this vehicle is equipped with that sort of hidden look, the dual exhaust system right there. As you can see, you've got one exhaust right there on the right-hand side, another exhaust on the left-hand side, and that's part of the tried and true 5.0 liter supercharged V8 that's equipped underneath the vehicle. So, yep. So another traditional feature for this vehicle will be the fact that it's equipped with air ride suspensions on all four sides of the vehicle that you can go ahead and lower and go ahead and expand, or basically increase the height of the vehicle. So that's equipped on here as well. So that is what's going on with the exterior part of the vehicle. Without further ado, that's pretty much it for the exterior of this vehicle. Let's go ahead and start the vehicle up and talk about the engine specs and the transmission specs that powers this elegant SUV. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? All right, so yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and start this vehicle up, shall we? And for doing that, before actually starting up the vehicle, let's take a look at an in-depth look of what's going on in this key FOB out here. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what's going on with the key FOB out here. So it's a pretty standard key, but at the same time, it packs up a lot of elegant looks on the exterior of the vehicle. As you can see, coming across the front, you have your traditional lock button out there, traditional unlock button right there. You have this particular switch or button that'll go ahead and illuminate the headlights of your vehicle, just in case if you need like a better visibility after turning off your car, and whenever you're like kind of like in a dark place or something, you can go ahead and turn this on, and that'll go ahead and light up the front headlights for you. Whenever you go ahead and press this out again, it'll go ahead and turn the lights off as usual. No changes out there. And this, as I said, this, as we talked about, is the automatically adjustable button for the rear tailgate out here. And down below, you have your traditional panic button right there. Going across the side end of the key FOB, you have what's called this particular autobiography symbol out here. Pretty unique for the autobiography trim levels, since this one over here is an autobiography. And you've got your sort of like this chromed out finish on the right hand side of the key. And of course, you've got your traditional Land Rover symbol, or the logo, printed out at the back end of this particular key. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start up this tried and true V8 that we're going to do right now. All you got to do, this vehicle is equipped with the remote startup button in the inside of the vehicle. So all you got to do is climb inside, press the brakes, and go ahead and push the start button, and that'll go ahead and start up that V8 for you. So, yep. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start this vehicle up, shall we? All you gotta do is approach the vehicle. You have your proximity key sensors out here. Press on that, it will unlock the vehicle. Head inside with your key in your pocket. Head inside and sit down. All I gotta do is go ahead and press the brakes that's located down there, and click the push to start button that's located on the right hand side of the driver's gauge cluster. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and press the brakes to the left, and go ahead and push the button that's located right there. To the left. As you can see right there, I'm going to go ahead and close the door, stop closing doors again, and that is the startup sound of this vehicle. As you can see, part of being a V8 package, this vehicle has that throaty sound from the back end of the exhaust systems, because it's equipped with that traditional tried and true 5.0 liter V8 that we're going to go ahead and check out right now. So yeah, that's what's going on out here, as you can see. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what this particular Range Rover packs in underneath the hood. So let's go ahead and open up the bonnet or the hood, whatever you're willing to say. Let's go ahead and unlock the vehicle again, approach it. And there's actually this particular latch opener system located right down there that you can go ahead and pull for the bonnet or the hood to open up. So let's go ahead and pull that. Bismillah. And that'll go ahead and unlatch your bonnet or the hood right around there. So yep. All right, so in order to open up the bonnet, after you go ahead and pull that particular tab out here, you got to go ahead and approach the vehicle from the back. Go ahead, and there's like this latch thing over here. All you got to do is just sort of pull that, and it'll go ahead and automatically open up this bonnet for you. As you can see, this bonnet is equipped with hydraulic struts all around the corners that'll go ahead and automatically open up the engine for you. So that's what's going on out there. Coming across the front end and underneath the bonnet of this vehicle, and this is probably one of the most important features and one of the most iconic features that would literally change my mind to buy one of these out here instead of a newer one, and that would be the engine itself. So up underneath, this vehicle is equipped with that traditional tried and true 5.0 liter supercharged V8 right around there. It's classified as the AJ V8, meaning it's an all aluminum V8. It's an all aluminum build, sort of giving that a light and a durable feel of this particular engine. And as I said, this vehicle is actually supercharged right there. That's something that's really unique for this vehicle. It is installed with an additional supercharger on top, and on top of that combined, this vehicle puts out 510 horsepower and 461 pound-feet of torque. So a beautiful V8 engine out there, and all that power is handled by a ZF 8HP70 8-speed automatic transmission down below that handles all that power of this vehicle, along with the supercharger right there. As you can see, you've got that supercharged logo on there on the right hand side and the left hand side that sort of operates your supercharger from right around there. So that's what's going on out here. Of course, being a supercharger, it will go ahead and create that particular whining sound when I go ahead and press the accelerator button by a little bit. As you can see, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on. So what the supercharger does is the fact that it will go ahead and seep in a large amount of air and go ahead and feed that V8 with a large amount of air so that it gets all the additional power from inside that engine underneath the hood. So let's take a look at what's going on as we go ahead and push the accelerator by a bit. We'll go ahead and make that whining sound when I click that. That indicates that this vehicle is equipped with a traditional supercharger underneath that hood. Let's go ahead and put it out. That is what creates that unique supercharger sound underneath this engine right there. So that's what's going on out here. Without a further ado, that's pretty much it for the engine part of the vehicle. Without a further ado, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in the interior of the vehicle. And something that really sort of highlights the Range Rover vehicles would be the interior in specific, because they pack up a lot of luxury features that we're going to talk about today one by one. So yeah, let's go ahead and lock this bonnet. All you gotta do is go ahead and approach the bonnet, go ahead and push this down. It's a pretty light bonnet, nothing too heavy. Sort of put it over there, and you sort of press that down. That'll go ahead and lock in the bonnet for you. So that's what's going on out here. Without a further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the interior of this vehicle, shall we? We're talking about the interior. Let's go ahead and perform an interior starter from the inside of the vehicle so you can take a look at what's going on from the inside of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and unlock the door again. Hop inside. There's the side assistive step boards out there. So you go ahead and hop in. Sit inside right here. As you can see, you go ahead and lock in your doors. Or you don't need to. All you got to do is go ahead and press the brakes right there, and go ahead and press the push to start button right there. So let's go ahead and do that. All you got to do is go ahead and press that. Let's go ahead and lock the door out here for now. And as you can see, heading inside, you have that really, really insulated interior because of that laminated glass. We'll talk about that in a bit. So all you got to do is go ahead and press the brakes and press the push to start button right there. Bismillah. Right there, as you can see, a beautiful, beautiful startup of this Range Rover Autobiography. Yep. Let's go ahead and talk about the driver's door panel right now. Yep. Talking about the interior of the vehicle, let's go ahead and unlock the door. And talking about the interior, this particular vehicle is equipped with what's called a two-tone double-stitched semi-aniline interior called Pimento Red. As you can see, so basically all you're going to see out here is that 90% of the vehicle inside is actually equipped with what's called a double-stitched semi-aniline leather. You'll find that leather all over the interior of this vehicle. As you can see, as I said again, it's actually a two-tone leather interior. So you have like this tone of black at the bottom and that part of the red at the top. So that classifies this interior to be a two-tone design from the interior spec as well. And of course, this vehicle is also equipped with perforated leather interior as well. So along with being a leather interior, you also have perforated seats that will allow ventilation and heated seats and all that stuff. We'll talk more about those in a bit. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the driver's door panel, shall we? Talking about the driver's door panel, as you can see coming across the door panel out here, first off, you're greeted with that laminated acoustic glass out here that sort of prevents sound or all that kind of noise from coming inside the interior of the vehicle, so that you can have a pretty sophisticated and luxury experience, and kind of like a silent experience at the inside. Talked about the driver's panel again. This panel out here is equipped with that traditional double-stitched semi-aniline leather running across the full length of the vehicle out here. As you can see, this is all stitched leather all across the vehicle out here, as you can see. And of course, this vehicle is equipped with traditional power up and power down, power up and down windows out here on all four sides of the vehicle. And as I said, this vehicle is equipped with that laminated window on all four sides of the vehicle right here. As you can see, you've got that laminated part at the very middle that sort of prevents sound from entering inside the vehicle out here, as you can see. So let's go ahead and open that up out here for a better visual look. And as you can see, at the left-hand side, you have your traditional heated mirrors out there. Coming down below, you have those power up and down buttons for all four sides of the vehicle out here. Same thing goes for the right-hand side, as you can see right there. When I go ahead and open that down, it is power down. And when I go ahead and press that up again, it is power up. You can also go ahead and stop that in the middle and operate those manually by sort of slowly pressing down and pressing up on the button right there. So let's go ahead and block it up all the way. The same thing goes with the rear end over there. And of course, down here you have your buttons to sort of lock in the rear doors out there. And the it's sort of like lock in the rear door so that you can't go ahead and open them up from the back. So that's what's going on out here. Child safety lock, basically. Your child lock system located down there. And up here you have your electronically adjustable side view mirrors over here. Same thing as, again, all you gotta do is go ahead and press one of the mirrors out here. This is a bit unique because you have like a different design for that particular one. So as you can see, let's go ahead and select the left-hand side of the mirror, and we can go ahead and adjust this using this particular joystick out there, as you can see. And of course, this vehicle being a GCC spec, it has the air brake writing on the mirror right there. So as you can see right there, you can go ahead and control this according to your needs. Press it down, press it up, push it on the left-hand side, push it on the right-hand side, it'll listen to whatever you're doing. Same thing goes with the right-hand side of the mirrors as well. You click that, you go ahead and operate that, and it'll go ahead and operate it for you. And of course, another thing would be the fact that you have this button to be able to automatically go ahead and retract your mirror. So all you gotta do is you gotta go ahead and press that, and that'll go ahead and automatically deploy and open up the mirrors for you. The speakers out here, this vehicle is equipped with the 1700 watt 29 speaker Meridian audio systems right out here. So as you can see right there, it's sort of metallic out here. The entire panel out here, the speaker panels, they're all metallic. You have your chromed out metallic panels for opening the door panel, opening the left-hand side door. And you've got your wood trim out here, sort of like covering out the rest of the vehicle. Going down there, you also have that continued wood trim in the bottom as well. The driver's side seats out here, you have what's called a 24-way power adjustable driver's seats out here, so that you can go ahead and have different ways of adjusting the seats. So this is one of the main selling points of the Range Rover Autobiography for 2016, because it has a lot of ways to adjust your seat itself. So that would be the power headrest height, upper backrest articulation, the top half of the seat, tilt separately. We'll talk about that. We'll actually demonstrate that physically right now. You have your adjustable side bolsters, a 4-way power lumbar and cushion extensions, thigh support, all the way on the front end of the seat. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that right now. As you can see, as I said, you can control all these parts of the seats. So 90% of them are actually operable, so you can go ahead and operate most of the seats out here. Let's go ahead and do that. You have your options to control that out here. As you can see, that'll go ahead and adjust the bottom part out there. You go ahead and press it back over there. It'll go ahead and return back. You can control this one out here for your hip support. Right there, as you can see, it raises up the seat. You go ahead and do that. It raises down the seat. The same thing applies with the backrest section out there. You go ahead and bring it closer. It'll come towards you. You go ahead and press it all the way to the back. It'll go all the way to the back. You can also go ahead and raise and sort of lower the back part out there. So that's what's going on right here. And of course, you have your four-way lumbar adjustments out here. Coming down below, you have that beautiful Autobiography logo sort of lit up at the dark out here. As you can see, it's kind of lit up, so it's kind of light outside, so you really can't see the logo right there. But as you can see, it sort of lights up the part of the sides that sort of give this a very unique appearance. Coming down below, you have a metallic pedals, metal pedals. One second, let me go ahead and turn the lights on for a better visual experience. Coming down below, you have metallic brake pedals and metallic accelerator pedals right there. You have your the hood opener system right there, kind of like the latch opener system. So all you gotta do is pull that and the bonnet comes on. You have your buttons to open up your rear tailgate. And you have the button to adjust, I believe, your suspension height. I'm not sure yet because it is equipped with power, air ride suspension out there. And this one, I believe, would be to manually control the interior lights of the vehicle. So when you turn that around, it'll go ahead and manually adjust the light systems inside the vehicle. So let's go ahead and push this back in and put it in the normal position for now. Let's go ahead and hop inside and talk about the gauge cluster and the center console of this particular vehicle, shall we? Going inside the vehicle, let me go ahead and hop inside and let me go ahead and talk about the digital gauge cluster out here. Coming inside the vehicle, you will go ahead and experience a lot of cool tech that kind of makes this vehicle a top selling point even in 2026. So let's take a look at them. Go ahead and place that over there. A little bit of an objection right there. Let's go ahead and head inside, close the door, and talk about the interior specs of this vehicle. We opened up the window so that we have a better appearance outside. Let's go ahead and open up the vehicle again, turn it back on, and up front, you are greeted with this beautiful 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster up in front. Right there, as you can see. Now, this, back in 2016, was considered to be cutting-edge technology because it sort of integrated that analog/digital display on the front that sort of give you this futuristic appearance. Even competitors like the Cadillac Escalade, they had a similar feeling and a similar type of design for their 2016 and 2017 and their GMT K2X platform of SUVs right there. So let's go ahead and talk about the features that's packed up in this gauge cluster. About the gauge cluster, you have that traditional analog/digital style of gauge clusters out here. On the left hand side, you have a tachometer that revs all the way up to 8,000 RPMs with your supercharged logo right there at the very bottom over here. And you have your transmission selector and the current transmission that it's set to, that's displayed right there. You also have your electronic parking brake display right there. And down below, you have your engine temperature gauge cluster right there. Going across the middle, you have like a mini screen where you can operate and take a look at different information right here that you can go ahead and control using this particular dial out here. So let's go ahead and control that. You have different types of information out here. At the very beginning, you have the Land Rover logo. So when you go ahead and swipe across to different places out here, you can take a look at the different information that's located on here. First off, you've got your driving features right there. Let's go ahead and click that. You have show warnings, forward alert, blind spot monitoring. This vehicle is equipped with active blind spot monitoring systems on both sides of the vehicle. Reverse traffic detection, high beam assist. As I said, this is equipped with the high beam assist systems, which sort of dims out the display, dims out the high beams for you, so that you don't have, so that you don't distract the upcoming traffic towards you. That's what's going on out here in the driver's features. Let's go ahead and head back, go down to the trip computer. Clicking on the trip computer, you have your trip A, trip B, trip automatic. You can take a look at different informations out here. Trip content, trip distance, average speed, average consumption, instantaneous consumption right there, distance to empty. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi. Hey, buddy. How's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is a great car. It's a great car.
but the price is
Yeah, I feel like that's it. What do you prefer? Hey, I've got some people out here. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the brand new Range Rover for 2026 or this 2016 one?
absolutely 2026. Yeah.
Okay. But it has some features, by the way. It has the 5-liter supercharged V8, which the newer ones don't. Right?
Supercharger?
Yeah, supercharger. It's equipped with a supercharged V8. Yep, 5-liter. It puts out 510 horsepower, 461 pound-feet of torque. That's why I love the older ones, because of the newer vehicles, you don't really have a V8 engine, right? That's the problem.
Yes.
But
it's only hybrid and 6 V6
exactly.
And turbo and
my man's speaking facts. Exactly.
So this turbo and V6 so trouble.
Exactly.
Heavy service. We'll go to service.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of service. Like if you see Lexus with the LX600, they went to V6 as well. Yeah. We had the 5.7 liter V8, amazing V8, but they discontinued that, right? Yes. We love V8s, don't we? We love V8s. But
about me, I love V8s without silver and turbo.
Naturally aspirated. Yeah.
Classic.
I mean, GMC, Chevrolet, they're incorporating the V8s even today, right? They have the 6.2 in the Denali. They have the 5.3s, right? GMC is good because of that.
6.2.
Exactly. My man speaking facts out there. It's nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet
it's
you.
nice to meet
you.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. See you later. All right, so that's what's going on out here. You have your traditional digital / analog display right there. You can go ahead and change different controls out here. Going down below, let's go ahead and take a look at the different features. Of course, this vehicle is also equipped with an integrated heads-up display right there. Let's see if we can adjust that or something. Right there, going out here, you have the heads-up display. It's currently enabled. So let me go ahead and move that. And I believe you can take a look at a specific hint of the heads-up display that's showing right there. Let's see what happens. So we can go ahead and control this using the buttons out here. Heads-up display options right there. You can display different information like the cruise control, navigation, gear state, and all that kind of stuff. Let's go back and go down below. You have your HUD position. You can go ahead and control the heads-up display position with that as well. Right here, as you can see, you can click that and you can control what's actually going on in the front end of your heads-up display right there. So let's go ahead and show like a specific demonstration of what's going on here. Let's heads-up display brightness. Let's try to adjust the brightness so that you can see what's going on. Let's increase the brightness. And I don't think you can really, hey, what's up, man? I don't think you can see it clearly, but sort of display right there, as you can see right there. You can take a look at the heads-up display, increase the brightness a little more so that you can take a look at what is going on. And I believe it is adjusted. We can control the position of the heads-up display as well by coming down and clicking that heads-up display position button. You can adjust the controls for the heads-up display or something like that. Yeah, right there. As you can see, it's currently displayed right there. That's pretty much it for the heads-up display out here. Going out here, let's take a look at the other information that this vehicle displays. You have your instrument display settings. You can take a look at different fat forms and different things that's going on out here. The torch effect, speedometer dial. It's currently displayed in kilometers per hour since it's in the Gulf Nation GCC. Coming down here, you have your, that's what we did. We took a look at the speedometer dial down there. Coming out here, you have your temperature units currently displayed on Celsius. You have Fahrenheit as well. That's what's going on here. And that is pretty much it for this particular display unit right there. Wireless calling capabilities and your right there in your wireless voice assistant, I believe, wireless calling capabilities out here right around that corner on the left hand side. This vehicle also packs up your manual paddle shifters on the back to control that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission right here, to manually control that. And of course, part down below for the transmission itself, you have what's called this rotatory dial that was used on Jaguar vehicles. It's actually a pretty traditional thing. So once you turn on your vehicle, it'll go ahead and race this for you so that you can go ahead and control the different transmissions, different positions of the vehicle. So yeah, it's currently on park. You can go to reverse, neutral, drive, and sport mode right around there. That's what's going on out here in the right hand side. This vehicle is also equipped with a electronically adjustable rack and pinion steering column out here. As you can see, I forgot to steer that. And of course, adjusting this will go ahead and adjust your headlights on the front as well, as I said, active headlights on the front. Down here on the left hand side, you have your columns for the turn signals on the left hand side. As you can see, you have the turn signals on the right hand side right around there. You also have your fog lamps for the forward and the reverse fog lamps that actually turn on once you go ahead and enable that. Let's go ahead and turn them back off. And talk about the lamps out here. You have your traditional controls for the light systems. It's currently off. You go ahead and turn on your position lamps, your headlights, which turn on over there, and you have your automatic mode right here and all that kind of stuff. And of course, you have your high beams that kind of operate when you go ahead and push this towards you. You have the high beams that are operated right there. And again, 4-spoked, automatically adjustable electronic racket pinion steering column over here. 4 spokes, individual spokes. And so, of course, a mix of wood and leather-wrapped options out here that sort of expand across the side. And on the right-hand side, you have your controls for the wipers. You can control the wipers using different options out here. This is actually different ways to control the wipers out. These are also rain sensing wipers for your information, so that should go. It can automatically turn on and off for you. You also have your rear wipers right there, as you can see. That's what's going on out here, and that is pretty much it for the driver's display out here. Coming across the center console and the center screen, coming across the right-hand side of the center screen out here, you come equipped with what's called an 8-inch touchscreen, and Range Rover likes to call this as the in-control system. So you technically have like an 8-inch touchscreen. It's not the newest, but the reason I like this is because it packs up a lot of metallic buttons and all that stuff that the new ones don't do. They have like large screens all over the place, a huge smartphone, but this is not. So that's something really, really unique about this vehicle. Again, 8-inch touchscreen on there. You have it's framed with physical buttons for your home, navigation, and all that kind of stuff going on out here. And of course, you have your physical climate controls down below that actually open up. You've got your physical climate controls. We'll talk about that in a bit. Talking about the display over here, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on over here. You can go ahead in the home. It's currently at home, I believe. You have a climate external, unnamed road. I think this is part of the, well, hold on. Let's go back. Yeah, as you can see, this is the shortcuts menu out here. You have your setup, you have your audio settings. You can go ahead and turn the screen off. Let's go ahead and click setup out here. You can take a look at different theme settings and different kinds of information that's getting displayed out there. Let's go back. You also have your external climate, which is currently at 25 degrees Celsius out here. That's what's going on over here on the right-hand side of the screen. Going down here, you have your paraphone request, an unnamed road. That's part of the navigation system out there. This vehicle is also equipped with the all-time 4-wheel drive system and locking rear differential over there. You can take a look at different information out there. It's actually activated. You also have your ambient lighting in the interior of the vehicle, so you can go ahead and control different parts of the ambient lighting inside of the vehicle. As you can see, it currently displays different light settings that are going on right there. As you can see, you can go ahead and turn them off, go ahead and turn them back on to display the ambient light settings right around there. It's currently defaulted. Let's go back. You have your auto parking aid right there. It'll go ahead and enable these sensors from the front and the back over here. Let's go back over here, and you have your cameras, 360-degree cameras. We'll take a look at that in a bit. Let's see what's happening. As you can see, that's currently in the 360-degree camera mode. You have your proximity view, special views. You have a lot of different menus for adjusting the views out here. So that's what's going on over there. Let's go ahead in the back over here. And of course, on the left-hand side, you have your parking sensors, I believe, right there. That's currently turned on. Yeah, your ultrasonic parking sensors over there. That's currently turned on. You have your 360-degree camera over here. That'll enable the 360-degree camera system. You can go ahead and adjust that into different modes by selecting that button over there. As you can see, there's many ways to adjust this particular 360-degree camera system over there. And going across the right-hand side, you have more information about here for the AM/FM capabilities. I believe your phone, your communication out there, and you have physical buttons for your phone and your communication, and you've got your navigation system right there, which will operate and sort of load up the navigation system inside the screen. So that's what's going on over there. Coming down below, you have metal buttons for the climate system. As you can see, you have your automatic mode, which will turn on the climate systems automatically for you. You can go ahead and turn it back off. You have your climate control settings over there. You can adjust the climate control settings depending on the particular positions that you want out here. So let's go ahead and talk about the different positions over here. You have your settings, front settings over here, different climate controls over there, and all the important information that's getting displayed over here. So okay, right there, as you can see. So that's what's going on over here. We can go ahead and turn that back off. You have your automatic mode, you have your climate mode, you have your hazards right there, you have your different seating positions over here, I believe. Yep, as you can see, you can control the different seats of this vehicle right around there. So as you can see, that's what's going on right around the corner. Let's go back over here and turn this back off. Yeah, let's turn the climate off right there. As you can see, that turns your climate control back off over here. And you have your seat positions over there, automatic mode, metallic buttons to control the rear defrost, forward defrost, max AC air conditioning, and your ventilation inside the vehicle. Over here, you have different modes again, as you can see, to control. So currently it's set in the automatic position. That will go ahead and keep that particular dial inside. But once you go ahead and press that again, it'll enlarge and get that dial outside so that you can go ahead and control the different modes that this vehicle is equipped with. It will also go ahead and adjust its four-wheel drive systems, all-time four-wheel drive systems, and automatic suspension depending on the position of the vehicle right there. As you can see, it's currently on normal mode. Let's go ahead and go into winter mode, I believe. Right there, as you can see. Yep, that will go ahead into your grass, gravel, snow program. It'll go ahead and unlock your differential at the bottom over here. I got a GMC warning out there. Yeah, go ahead on the right-hand side. You have your mud ruts system. You have your Sahara or sand option right here. And of course, you have your HDC system, hill descent control, which is currently turned off. Let's go back into the normal mode and go ahead and put it back into automatic. Right there, you have your hill descent control over here and systems to adjust the height of the air suspension that's located right down there. And of course, a lot of more features like there, your adaptive cruise control systems over here, hill descent control and traction control on and off. And you have your parking brake right there. And over here, you have what's called a specific opener for the cup holders out here. I believe these are heated and ventilated cup holders that are located right down there. That's pretty much it for the center console of the driver's side systems. Let's go ahead and take a look at the center console. Opening up the center console, you have like an entire refrigerator down there. That's what's really unique about the Range Rover vehicles out here. As you can talk about the refrigerator out here, you have like an entire refrigerator that you can open up, that you can go ahead and open up, and you can go ahead and display yourself an entire refrigerator over there. Let's go ahead and put this back, and you have the controls to turn that on and off. The vehicle is off right now, so it's the refrigerator is off. You have your USB-A cable over here, an aux cable, and I believe this will be your smoking. I think it's a smoking utility located right there. Let's go ahead and deboard the left-hand side of the vehicle and go ahead all the way to the rear end. That's where the Range Rover really shines compared to the front end, because it's like a luxury vehicle. So you have a lot of features in the back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. It's a very unique and important aspect of the vehicle as well. I'm going to cross the left-hand side over here. You have the passenger sides. You can go ahead and open that up. That'll go ahead and display the same kind of stuff. You have 3-person memory sitting over here, lock and unlock button, a power window setting over here. You have a dual glove box, I believe. That'll go ahead, yep, right there. As you can see, you have a dual glove box out here, and the systems to open that will be right around there. Right here, as you can see, you go ahead and press that once, and at the bottom, it'll go ahead and open up the bottom part of the glove box over here. You have your user manual and all the information over there at the bottom. And pressing that, I believe, will go ahead and enable and open up your forward glove box right here. It unlocks that, so you got to go ahead and manually open that up. So that's what's going on out here. You also have your visors for the passenger side and the driver's side as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the visors over there. You have a dual visor system, pretty unique about the Range Rover. Let's open this up from the right-hand side. You have one visor that goes all the way to the right-hand side, and then another additional one that opens up all the way to the front. So I'd like to take a look at that. Two individual visors on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and open it, close it back off, close the other visor out here. You also have yourself a mirror and like a light that sort of displays out the out your content in the back. Let's go ahead and close this back up. This vehicle is also equipped with the airbag systems up in the front. And of course, over here, you have your panoramic sunroof that'll open up, I believe, when you go ahead and press that over here and press that out there. You have your panoramic sunroof out there. You also have the controls to be able to open up the entire sunroof in the back. Let's go ahead and hold on. Let's go ahead and unlock that. And I believe, yeah, as you can see, you have your panoramic sunroof out here in the back. It'll go ahead and open the entire sunroof out for you right there. As you can see, this one packs up an entire panoramic sunroof all the way in the back, as you can see right around there. As you can see, an entire glass panoramic sunroof that opens up from the rear. You can also go ahead and open up the glass here as well, as you can see right there. That opens up the entire overhead compartment of the Range Rover. You can take a look at the entire overhead panel and the panoramic sunroof going all the way to the back. As you can see, a huge adjustable panoramic sunroof. Let's go ahead and close this back off and put it back into the normal position and go ahead and talk about the rear end of the vehicle, shall we? That's where a lot of things pack up. So let's go ahead and close this out. As you can see, let's go ahead and lock that. It takes a little bit of time, but yep, that's locked. That's locked right there. As you can see, yep. Yeah, that's locked right there. Let's go ahead and close in the entire, you know, the other shade. As you can see, okay, that's pretty much it. That's the panoramic sunroof over there. You have your lights out here to control different, you know, the overhead lights out there. You can go ahead and touch them once to open and touch them again to turn them off. Same thing on the left-hand side. That's what's going on in the passenger side. Let's go ahead and hop inside the rear. This is the final part of the video. Let's go ahead and hop inside the rear and take a look at the final part, the most important part of the Range Rover. Let's go ahead and hop in here. This, as you can see, is what's called an executive class and basically a VIP interior over here. You have a lot of space on the front and a lot of space on the left-hand side as well, so that you can go ahead and comfortably sit over here in the back. As you can see, most of the cars, they have a bench seating capability over here, but this one has 2-inch of individual seats out here for a more, what can I say, imperial look and experience over here in the back. Let me go ahead and turn on the flashlight over there so that you can take a look at a better view out here. 2 individual seats on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. These are ventilated and heated and perforated on the front, as you can see right there. Let's go ahead and hop inside and take a look at the interior over here. Again, you have your, I think, 29-way power adjustable rear seats as well. The same thing as I said in the front. Let's go ahead and hop inside. You also have a lot of space out here in the front as a passenger in the back, as you can see right there. And up front, you have yourself a small physical touchscreen out here. Not a lot of digital things, but just small screens on the right-hand side and the left-hand side that sort of, you know, are located out here. You have your automatically adjustable side mirrors over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. The same thing over here continues. You have your Meridian speaker system, your memory seating capabilities, handles out there, and a little bit of holders for holding water bottles and stuff. The same Autobiography logo extends out there. You have your, you know, leather-wrapped visor or the holder to keep different particular things over here. And of course, you have yourself a grab handle on the right-hand side, a little bit of light over there. And you also have your manual lights to unlock and lock over here. You have your air conditioning, HVAC systems over here. Ceiling air conditioning located on all 4 sides of the vehicle out here. Coming down below, you can go ahead and actually, there's a whole lot of features to unpack out here. Let's take a look at them one by one. As you can see, this also, the passenger on the driver's side also has this particular handle that go down and go all the way up to operate that particular feature, sort of, you know, keeping like a hand rest or something. You have the controls to control the passenger side door that goes all the way to the front. If you press over there, as you can see, it's going all the way to the front out here. And if you go ahead and press that back, it'll go ahead and come all the way to the back. That's pretty much it over here. And over here, you have yourself some cup holders. And I believe this is a unique Range Rover cup. I believe there was another one over here. These are heated and ventilated right there. As you can see over here, you can keep coffee and all that kind of stuff. You can also go ahead and close this entirely. This is all wood paneling over here. As you can see right there, you have air conditioning for the back end right there. And you can go ahead and open that up to sort of display another holder to keep things out here at the bottom as well. You have yourself an aux cable over there as well, a USB port over there as well, and auxiliary port over there as well. So go ahead and lock that. These are also heated and ventilated right there, as you can see right around there. These are, as you can see, heated and ventilated right there. You can go ahead and control the different settings for the heat and the coldness and the cool coming out from the fans located underneath there. You also have massaging features that are located out here as well, right there, as you can see. And also you have the controls to sort of operate. Okay, you also have controls to operate the panoramic sunroof in the back as well. The shade of the panoramic sunroof. So as you can see, let's go ahead and open that up. It'll close that. Let's go ahead and press this out again. It'll go ahead and open up for you. The same feature in the back as well. Let's go ahead and close this back up. Right there, as you can see, you have your individual climate controls out here as well. And again, the same massage seats right there. As you can see, that'll control your massaging feature out here. Right there, as you can see, it controls your massaging feature on the back as well, right there. A really, really comfortable experience right here as well. So that's what's going on. Let's go ahead and, okay, yeah, right there, as you can see, it controls the massaging feature on the back. Yep, right here, as you can see. I don't think you can see that clearly, but it will control your massaging feature right there. It comes in the front and goes all the way to the back. You can't really see that clearly on camera, but that is what's happening on the massaging seat capability. Let's go ahead and open up this particular center console as well. Opening this up will also reveal another refrigerator on the back. A lot of features on this Range Rover. That is what really changes people's minds to buy a 2016 and the older one, because they pack up a lot of manliness and a lot of luxury in the back as well. So right there, as you can see, you have the traditional, I think the TV controls out here, I believe. It's a little older over here, but overall, a very, very solid system that opens up all the way out here. So that is pretty much it for the Range Rover. Let's go ahead and hop outside and close the door, and actually close this window on the right hand side. Again, laminated windows out there as well. Let's go ahead and close this back in, and right there, closes right there. And of course, you have your fuel tank that fills up the 100-liter fuel tank located inside the vehicle. So that's what's going on right there. That's pretty much it. That covers up the entire vehicle from top to bottom. Let's go ahead and close this vehicle and talk about the price, the sa'ar, and all that kind of stuff, because this is a really, really nice vehicle, and it deserves a right nice price for what it is. So let's go ahead and close this back up. Soft closing door again. Let's go ahead and close that. Yeah, soft closing door again on the right hand side. That is pretty much it for this particular vehicle. So yeah, final part of the video. This is the price of the vehicle. This is a 2016 Range Rover Autobiography equipped with 222,000 kilometers. Pretty low miles compared to what it is. And this one is priced at 155,000 Saudi Riyal. So that's what's going on out here. That is pretty much it for the price. So, yep. The video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn the notifications bell on, so if I post any future videos, you can definitely take a look at them. And of course, special thanks to this particular dealership, معرض العابسي للسيارات, for letting me review the vehicle again. They have a lot of inventory out here. You can come in here physically and take a look at the vehicles out here. And of course, if you did like the in-depth review, make sure to write down in the comments what to improve and what not, so that I can go ahead and implement that later on my later videos. And without further ado, this is Explorer with Farzad Nile. I'm Farzad Nile, and I'm signing off. Assalamu alaikum. Yep.